The Dark Road to Redemption, the story of Mutinta. In the bustling town of Kafue, Zambia, a young woman named Mutinta was known for her beauty and ambition. She grew up in a modest home, but she dreamed of more money, more fame, more power. Mutinta was the eldest in her family and often felt the pressure of being the breadwinner after her father passed away. With friends flaunting their success, cars, and expensive lifestyles, the competition grew fierce. Mutinta wanted to rise above them all, and her desire for wealth and recognition burned hotter every day. One afternoon, while out with friends, she met a man who seemed to have it all. This man, known only as Prophet Chanda, was a self-proclaimed man of God, running a popular ministry in Linda compound. He drove fancy cars, wore designer clothes, and commanded attention wherever he went. Seeing Mutinta's desperation for success, he approached her with a promise. "God has shown me that you are meant for greatness," Prophet Chanda said. "If you follow my teachings, you will have wealth beyond your imagination, fame that stretches far, and power over everyone who doubts you." Mutinta, blinded by her ambitions, fell for his words. She began attending his church, drawn in by his promises of prosperity and fame. Soon, Prophet Chanda revealed his true nature. He wasn't a man of God at all. He was deeply involved in the dark world of Satanism, and it was through dark rituals and blood sacrifices that he gained his wealth and influence. At first, Mutinta was terrified, but the lure of wealth was too strong. She was tired of living in poverty, tired of being looked down upon, and tired of losing the competition against her friends. Prophet Chanda promised her that if she made certain sacrifices, she too would rise to power. She would become a queen in the spiritual realm, admired and feared by all. All it would take was a simple initiation. Blinded by greed, Mutinta agreed. The initiation into Satanism was unlike anything she could have imagined. Mutinta was led to a hidden place deep in Linda compound, where she was introduced to other followers of the dark world. They called it the Brotherhood, and once she joined, there was no turning back. She was made to swear an oath, promising her soul to darkness in exchange for wealth and power. Mutinta was given her first task: sacrifice a stray dog to prove her loyalty. Reluctantly, she followed through, and with each ritual, she was drawn deeper into the darkness. She received her rewards. Money began to flow, expensive cars followed, and her name became known throughout Kafue and beyond. She was invited to exclusive parties, mingling with celebrities, politicians, and the rich. Her friends envied her, and she loved the power that came with it. But with each sacrifice, the price grew steeper. Prophet Chanda demanded more. Mutinta's rise in the dark world was dependent on taking lives, and so she did. Her boyfriends became her victims, unknowingly sacrificed through sexual rituals that strengthened her power. After each encounter, the men would grow weak, fall ill, and eventually die mysteriously, while Mutinta's fame soared. The thrill of her newfound life kept her going. Wild outings, endless shopping sprees, and all the attention she craved. But soon the darkness began to close in on her. The nightmares started. Mutinta could see the faces of those she had sacrificed haunting her. She tried to drown the guilt in alcohol, wild parties, and reckless living, but nothing silenced the voices of her victims. Then came the day her world crumbled. Prophet Chanda summoned Mutinta for her renewal, a ritual every follower had to undergo to keep their powers. But this time, the prophet's eyes were cold. "Your time has come to make the ultimate sacrifice," he said in a voice that sent chills down her spine. "To renew your powers, you must sacrifice the two people closest to you, your mother and your younger brother." Mutinta's heart stopped. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. Her mother had always supported her, even when she didn't agree with her lifestyle. And her little brother, barely a teenager, was innocent, still full of life and hope. How could she do such a thing? But Prophet Chanda was relentless. "There is no turning back. Either you obey or you lose everything. The darkness will consume you if you refuse." Mutinta was trapped. The weight of all her sins bore down on her, and she realized that her thirst for power had led her into a nightmare. She had no way out. Her life was spinning out of control. For the first time, she saw how deep into evil she had fallen. One night, consumed by fear and guilt, Mutinta ran to the one place she hadn't gone in years, the local church. It was empty and quiet. a stark contrast to the chaos in her heart. She fell to her knees, tears streaming down her face, and cried out to God. "Please, if you are real, help me! I don't want to live like this anymore."